If there was an actual game for Cartoon Cat, what would it be? This concept is what would happen if there was an official Cartoon Cat game. So let's get started. Alright. So you start off at your house trying to do your usual thing with making a new character called Cartoon Dog. And then all of a sudden, your dog comes up and eats your ink. And then all of a sudden, after your dog eats the ink, he starts pooping and he stops pooping and weeing. And then your wife, Alice, gets scared. And then she tells you to go on a walk until your dog poops 3 times and wees 3 times. So you go to your local park, and then you enter your local park. But then you see an abandoned music park, and you want to explore. So you go to this abandoned music park, and you wait. You explore for a little bit. But then you hear a noise, so you go check out one of these rides, and it turns out one of the boards just fell off. You got a little frightened by that, and there was a mysterious shadow in the corner. And you focus your imagination, and then you hear another bang. So you go to where that shadow was, going the opposite way of where the noise was, running towards it. And then it turns out it's coming from the staff door, and you see Cartoon Cat in the hallway standing there. And you get a little frightened and then wonder that was your creation. Then you scream and run and go hide. The gameplay segment for this is that you have to find the light switch. And after you do find the light switch, the lights will turn on. Cartoon Cat won't be there anymore. And if you fail to do so, you get a classic jump scare. And all of a sudden, you get meted by Cartoon Mouse. When you try to run to the elevator, you find him in the corridor in the elevator. He tells you, while you're going to the elevator, floor 0, he tells you about his past backstory with Cartoon Cat. He was called Cartoon Dog. He was really cool with him, but they've become corrupted. But he was confused because he was coming up with him. He was going to make him next, so he was asking him, but you guys are my creations. And then he talked about someone stealing his creation ideas, making an entire theme park about it. But decided to get a closed case for the park before it can even open years ago when he first came up with Cartoon Cat. And the others, he was stealing ideas for years. And he got killed by one of his creations. So he tells you that the creator has been killed by one of them, and the park's been abandoned ever since. And when you think about opening the park and making a TV show about the creations like they were originally meant to be, and Cartoon Mouse was okay with the idea, but then they both agreed to get home safely first, but you didn't fully trust him next. And all of a sudden, before the elevator can reach the ground, Cartoon Cat holds the elevator from closing and opens with an angry face and chases you and Cartoon Mouse down the corridor, especially trying to get Cartoon Mouse. And then you find a vent, but Cartoon Mouse can't fit. And while you're going through the vents of a facility, you hear a giant splatter and screams from Cartoon Mouse. You wonder what it is, but continue taking Cartoon Mouse's word. And then you make it to the storage room. And in the storage room, you turn the corner to find your dog coming through the little corridor with a little scratch, and when you look up, you see a giant goo monster. And when your dog takes a little whiz and then starts speaking full English, will slowly turn black and growing white gloves and turning in the cartoon dog. But he has taken 3 poops and 3 wheeze and needs to take 1 last poop. Because he's taken 2 poops actually. And his 3rd poop needs to come out. And it's for his last meal. He's slowly been eating dead rats. And now he's about to eat you. While he turns in the cartoon dog, you run down the corridor into a room with broken things, and then you look in the door to see cartoon dog slowly running in, and you find a closet with a blue door right next to the door, and you hide in it, wait for cartoon dog to pass by, and you run right through the corridor, and time for your first chase scene. Cartoon dog chases you down the corridor, and you need to find a vent to hide in. You find a vent, you hide in it, and go back to be greeted by Cartoon Mouse in a broken state.
And he was said that he was attacked by Cartoon Cat, but managed to escape. So you go through another elevator, and this time make it back to the original floor. But this time, Cartoon Dog is back and knocks you out with a baseball bat, and then you wake up in a mysterious place. When you wake up, you are back where you were, but now Cartoon Cat is watching from the big tower, and it's time for your first boss fight. Cartoon Dog emerges from behind the clouds in a humongous state. For this boss fight, you have to go to those stringy things hanging from where Cartoon Cat is laying, and make Cartoon Dog run into every single one. And on the last one, he will get caught on his jaw and fall over and smash his head on the ground. And coming out of his head will be the regular version. Turns out the giant one was just a robot. Well, Cartoon Cat disappears when you look up there, and when you turn back, big Cartoon Dog and regular Cartoon Dog are nowhere to be seen. And you try to leave the park, but the gate is closed. So you go through a yellow warehouse on the side. And then you find 3 dead cats on the floor. You wonder who's murdered them, who's killed them. But you don't wonder no longer. You try to go past, but all of a sudden, the cat started twitching. But then, you heard a noise, and the noise was an arm coming, swooshing and grabbing the cats, and you hear tearing and fur and death. You go along your way, wondering what did Cartoon Cat want with the cats? Must have eaten them. And then another cat, and then a dead cat's head, one of those cats' head, comes flying through the window, smashing it. Creepy, the character says. And you make your way to the end of the corridor, finding yourself in an elevator. And when you go into the elevator, you look through the door while it's closing, but Cartoon Cat standing there with a scary smile on lips. You are scared and don't know what to do. He opens the door up, and then a slam happens. Cartoon goes to the noise, and you hear meowing and tearing, screaming and crying. And then Cartoon Cat's never seen again. The door closes and you travel up back to normal level. And you find yourself in an abandoned stairway. You go to the middle, the front door's closed, and there's 2 stairs. and there's two signs. One says the exit, and one says an attraction to the Ferris wheel. Which way do you go? When you take the exit, it's a fail, and you get killed by Cartoon Dog. The second way leads to the Ferris wheel route. Like you might think, at the Ferris wheel level, it's very bushy and abandoned. The most abandoned place so far. You make yourself full of furry bushes without being noticed by Cartoon Dog. Cartoon Dog had lost his eyes somehow, but you managed to get past and find yourself in the final area. Here comes Cartoon Cat, but all of a sudden he disappears with a loud scream and blood being left. And then Cartoon Mouse screams with a ghostly voice, "You're welcome." You make it through the entrance and you go back home. And next to you, you're holding a leash. You didn't realise it all along. It was a dream. You look to your dog. Your dog's a pile of bones. You blink. Your dog's back to normal. You walk across to the house, never tell your wife about it, destroy all the sheets of paper. But when you come home, the sheets of paper are already destroyed. Along with Cartoon Mouse, but not Cartoon Dog. Cartoon Dog appears behind you and jump scares you, and it goes fade to black. And with a loud scream, and the credits roll.